All right, let's get started. All right.
Right.
So that was session 1 about the vision for discipleship. And we're talking about the why, the what, and the how.
Yes. So
And now
clear.
we are entering session 2. Our screen is flickering. If they could help us,
Make it
because
easy
we
to
are going to use scripture anytime now. Session 2 is strategy.
Come on now.
Strategy answers a simple question. How shall we
Win.
How shall we
Win.
win? All right?
All right.
And then in session 3, we'll talk about some practical aspects of the what do I do to at a tactical level to make things happen in my MC.
Yes.
But in session 2, we are talking about the how. The strategy.
Yeah.
What are the strategic anchors? How do I get to win? And I want us to start with the scripture in Luke chapter 6, verses 12 to 19.
Yes.
It will show us how we can win.
How shall we win?
So this session is winning at discipleship.
Come on now. I like it.
I'm ready to win.
Help us read Pastor B3.
All right. Luke 6 from verse 12. It says, "Now it came to pass in those days that he went out to the mountain to pray and continued all night in prayer to God." Verse 13 is about to come. You see it is coming. But I also have my swible. I have my swible. And when it was day, he called his disciples to himself. And from them he chose 12, whom he also named apostles. Then we name them, their names. Simon, whom he also named Peter, and Andrew his brother, James and John, Philip and Bartholomew, Matthew and Thomas, James and the son of Alphaeus, and Simon called the Zealot, Judas the son of James, and Judas Iscariot, who also became a traitor. And he came down with them and stood on a level place with a crowd of his disciples and a great multitude of people from all Judea and Jerusalem and from the seacoast of Tyre and Sidon, who came to hear him and be healed of their diseases, as well as those who were tormented with unclean spirits, and they were healed.
19.
And the whole multitude sought to touch him, for power went out from him and healed them all. I'll be there.
Wow. Now, it's from this text that we get the triangle of rhythms.
Yes.
Yeah? Up, in, out. Jesus went up to the mountain and spent the whole night in prayer to God. And when it was day, he came down and he called his disciples to himself. Yeah?
Yes.
So when they are your disciples, you should be able to call them to yourself.
Myself.
If you called them for today's meeting and they didn't come,
Apostle, we've just started.
they are someone else's disciples. They are not your disciples.
What the shock.
The one they responded to in the morning is probably their disciple.
Yeah. Yeah. If they are your disciples, you should be able to call them to yourself. So he called them to himself and the disciples. And from them he chose 12
whom he
also
named
apostles. So here is what we learn. You should have more than 12 so that you can name 12.
He called from among his disciples.
So he had many disciples.
Yes.
And from them he named 12 apostles. What a blessing.
What a blessing.
So, Apostle, what you've just said is Jesus did not have 12 disciples.
No, Jesus did not have 12 disciples.
Just to be clear.
Yeah, if you read that little book, The Complete Idiot's Guide to Bible Interpretation,
Where is it? Are you writing it?
you will know that there were not 12 disciples. There were not 3 wise men.
Wow.
And all the other chaos that we have come up with in the Bible. Right? So,
Many disciples.
many. So, you see that to win, you must have many disciples from whom you call a special group to perform certain functions. Who are with you more frequently. You see, the reason you're suffering is that you have restricted yourself to 12.
Wow.
And so when you call those who you want to come to you, you only get to see 3.
Oh, Lord.
Jesus had
25%.
70 others also.
Yeah.
In Luke 10, he sent out 70 others also.
Yeah.
That means he had about 90 or 82 disciples. And when he called the 82, he could choose 12,
12 to be the
the apostles.
apostles.
The anchors, yeah.
I know I'm helping someone.
You're helping,
You're helping us.
So anyway, he called them, whom he named apostles. Then he gives their names. So when I say, who are you discipling?
Brown.
You must give me names. If you say, no, there is a group of young men I'm discipling in Charlie Wajala,
Yeah.
those are not disciples.
Oh,
It's
if you
a
can't
group
name
of
them.
young men.
Yeah, that's a
It's
frontier.
a group of young men.
That's a group of young men. It's like when they ask you, let me ask you, Pastor B3.
Ask me.
You are married to Pastor Jeremy, right?
Right.
Do you have children?
Yes.
What are their names?
Oh, Nandi. Nandi Sima, Soraya Itungo, Karabo Chirunga, and Irembo Byamanzi.
Now imagine, I say, do you have children? Yes.
Yes.
Who are they?
Just give me 5 minutes.
They have like 4 girls.
Yeah, they're folk girls.
Let me
This
see.
one.
Let me check
Let
on
me
the
check on the
WhatsApp
family
group.
WhatsApp group.
No.
They are not my children.
You were hireling.
I am not even a hireling. It is, even the boss
You are-
knows the names of
you are
the of the
terrorist.
people. I'm a terrorist. I'm a liar.
Yeah.
Wow, Apostle
Mercy.
understood. Your windows bring much light, sir.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you ask me, who are you discipling? I'll tell you. Jeremy and Beatrice Biamanzi, Christopher and Lynette Nsubuka. I can even do what Jesus
You
did.
can
I
do
can
botanical.
add in botanical names.
The son of.
Hey.
Yeah, the son of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The son of
Basazemaja.
of the grandson of.
Of. Yeah.
Then this one, daughter of
Karevi. Wakarubanga.
Yeah.
Mwine rwa Wakarubanga.
It goes deep.
Yes.
If you're discipling, it goes deep.
It goes deep, Apostle.
That's why these names, they even add other aspects.
Wow. Yeah.
This was this.
The
This
brother
was
of
the
this
son,
one.
the son
Brother
of
of
this.
so and
The
so.
brother of this.
The
The
zealot.
zealot. The one who did this. All those details are there for a reason.
Wow. Yes, to show depth.
And then say whom he
He
surnamed.
even gave
He
him a
changed
name.
him his surname.
Come on now.
Wow.
It's deep.
It goes deep.
It goes deep.
That's how you know
You're that you're making
that you
disciples.
are discipling. If you said there is a group of people there, who are my
Like
no
her.
pastors, who are they? Let me check on the group.
Is this brown girl?
You should be able to tell the names. Who? This one?
Brown.
You should be able to say
Tall.
Blessed Ivan and Precious Musa
Zamoti.
Amoti.
Hey.
You should say names
Real
with
names.
even details.
Yes. Wow,
Yeah.
Apostle, wow. You're helping us, I feel it.
Ronald
Yeah.
and Ann Matheson.
Hey. Ronald and Naomi Matheson.
And Naomi Matheson.
Come on.
Yeah, who have 9 grandchildren.
My God. 3 children, 9
3 children, 9
grandchildren.
grandchildren. So it goes deep. You should be able to say the names.
Yes.
I don't know if this is making
It's
sense.
helping too much.
Stephen
He's helping
and
us.
Florence
Senyonjo.
Senyonjo.
The brother of
The brother of Paul
and
Kazibwe.
John.
Also the brother of
John
and then the
Degeya.
brother
And
of
the,
this.
yeah.
of Chiringente,
Eh.
Mpiji district.
Eh. Apostle, you're helping us. I'm seeing. Although you're also bringing small fire in the gatherings right
Yeah.
now, because some people are looking at
Some
their
people are
Zono pastor and
looking
saying,
at
"What's my name?
What's my
What's my name?
Where am I from?
Where am I from?
Who are my parents?
Where are my parents? What do I do?"
Wow.
Yeah.
You tell them I'm still at
This
the
is
mountain. I haven't
helping
yet
us.
come down to name
You're still
you.
at the mountain. You've not come down to name them.
No. Then you say, Christopher and Jean Kafuko, Kawesa, who have a football team.
Yes. I can see Pastor Jean laughing right now.
With substitutes.
With substitutes.
Of Ubudo and Nawanyago.
That's where Pastor Jean is from.
Yes.
She really doesn't look like she's from Nawanyago. She looks like she's from, I don't know.
Just after Bupadengo.
No, please. You have revealed secrets.
No, please.
She looks
No,
like she
please.
was
She's not
born in
from,
Trafalgar Square. At the Trafalgar Square.
What a shock. Samuel Godwin
Chisa.
and Anne Kakande
Chisa.
both architects.
Come on now.
Hey. Which have 3 daughters.
Come on now.
Of Wujiri, Entebbe, yeah, Vaya, Mafubira.
Vaya.
I don't know. So it goes deep. You know your disciples only by first name basis.
Mercy.
And then now you don't even know anything else.
Mercy.
Mercy.
By the way, Apostle, you are helping
Mercy.
This is a very deep point.
Yes.
Very, very deep.
How shall we win? That's the in part.
Yeah.
So he went up,
Yeah.
spent time with God, and invited his disciples into a deeper relationship. He gives their names.
Yeah.
Prayer is not enough, Apostle.
No.
Why
He
God?
didn't remain on the mountain.
You don't remain on the mountain praying. You have to come down. I don't know if it's making sense.
Oh, yes.
Much
Oh,
You
yes.
gotta
sense.
come down and
Too much
connect
sense.
with your disciples well,
Yeah.
whom he named apostles.
Mercy.
You see, I know that our screen is about to stabilize.
Any time now.
You see, the ones that he called into a deeper relationship, he named them apostles.
Apostles.
In other words, he gave them authority to go.
Yes.
And make
And-
more disciples
and
themselves.
and explore.
Yeah.
Now, when you have disciples who you cannot send,
Sent. They are not sending.
because apostle is omotume,
Yes, the
sent
sent
one.
one.
You can't be like Jesus. Even if you sing, Lord, I want to be more like you.
Really?
I want to be
What
a
if I
vessel you
cry
work.
when I'm
Even if
singing
you
it?
cry, why are you singing?
Even
Okay.
if I
It's
knew.
so God happy because your disciples are not apostles; they are settlers. Question is: are your disciples apostles?
Someone
Yeah,
needs
when
one.
we
You can't be like Jesus if you cannot turn disciples into apostles.
Mama.
To be like Jesus, your disciples must be apostles, must be sent.
That's
Yeah.
how the authority
Yeah.
increases. Oh, yes.
You send them to a zone and tell them there is this whole neighborhood. We have exactly 3 members in the location from that neighborhood.
Turn it around.
Turn it into a zone with 300
300
members.
Yes.
Real people.
Now that's an apostolic disciple.
My
Yes.
God. Hey.
I love them.
I like it.
They even
So much.
Just try to show you how to call
Yeah.
greatness out of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like it so much.
If you are just eating cassava with salt,
Excuse
it's not going to help you. Your disciples must be apostles if you are going to be like Jesus. If you're going to have the effectiveness. Remember the why?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Authority.
Go
Built in the
therefore.
authority.
Go
Yes.
therefore. Apostles are going
Goers.
people. They are not people of a certain
No,
personality type.
No.
They are sanguines who are not apostles. And you know the opposite of an apostle is a sitting duck.
Apostle.
Mercy. Apostle. I'm not a sitting duck.
Yeah, because it's not going, it is sitting.
Why a duck, apostle?
Why a duck? Why?
Because I think a duck knows how to sit.
I
duck
think
is a
that
target of a missile.
it's time for the break.
Now, when you're sitting duck, you are the opposite of because an apostle is a missionary, from which we get the word missile. So an apostle is the one coming to hit the target. Now, if you are not going, you are the one that is going to be
You're going to
hit.
be the target.
You become the target.
Also,
When you are not moving, you become an easy target.
It's true.
Yeah, even for the devil.
Yes.
All the people in church who sit back,
That
they don't do
one,
anything, they become an easy
I
target
have
for the devil.
evidence.
mercy.
But when you're very nimble and movable,
Can't catch
you're
you.
very hard for the devil.
Hey.
Otherwise, the devil will come deceive you, turn you into a rebel if you are not careful.
My God.
If you're sitting dark.
Shapratari
Too many titles
Basata.
and a demagogue who is not moving.
Modakataya baraba.
Yeah.
Shit.
Steadfast,
Movement is a prerequisite to health.
healthy things move.
Move.
Yeah, if you sit around, they'll say that I read Dr. Kasenene's
Yeah,
post
Dr. Kasen.
that sitting is the new, what did he say? It's the new smoking.
It's like an addiction. And it's
No, not
killing
an
us.
addiction.
Eh.
It
Like,
kills.
it kills.
Is that like smoking use, because a third of all people who smoke die from it. 30% of all people who smoke die from smoking related effects.
Diseases, yeah.
And they said sitting is the new smoking. Sitting is now killing people at the rate smoking used to kill people.
Mercy. Mercy.
Apostle, I feel like standing.
Sitting while moving, you sit in a car, you only walk 30 steps from your room to your car
If you make 30.
and drive into the basement of your office block. You take
take a
40
A
steps
lift.
to the lift.
Oh, yes.
The lift takes you to your floor. You take 40 steps to your desk,
Yes.
sit
And
down
you
the
sit.
rest of the day.
Yeah.
You are worse off than someone smoking.
And then at lunch you eat and sit again.
No, you even order in. You don't even get up to go to the food. They bring it to you, so you eat it seated.
Okay.
Now, all of this to say you need to be an apostle.
And you need to send out apostles.
Yeah, you need to move.
Make sure that the people I'm discipling are moving. They are not settlers.
I'm liking the comments online. Those who are commenting, thank you.
Yeah, some people have said that they've realized they are still on the mountain from what you've taught today.
Wow.
They need to come down.
So he came and called, and then let's go to the next verse. So he names them. Skip the names, verses.
And
He
comes
came down with them.
With them.
Read for us.
And he came down with them. And
Yeah.
stood on a level place with a crowd of his disciples.
They were a
and,
crowd.
My God.
Wow.
And a great multitude of people. There is a difference from all
Between
Judea.
people, disciples.
Wow. Who came to?
Hear him
And
and be healed of their diseases.
so now that's the mission. They've now, that's the out. So up, he spent time
With the
with
Father.
the Father on the mountain. In, he called his disciples into a deeper relationship. And then out, he went with his disciples, and they reached out to the people. They ministered to the multitudes. And he says two things here. They came to hear him, proclamation of the gospel, and to be healed, solving their practical problems.
Yep.
So your MC should be both preaching the gospel, hear him,
Yes.
and doing frontiers, heal their diseases.
Yes.
Hence the evangelism.
So evangelism and frontiers.
Yeah.
So that's where I get up in out. I think they're about to give us key E on the keyboard so that we see if we can do anything with it. Up in out. That's the way to go. Up in out. Multiply the mission. Up in out. Sing with us wherever you can. That's the way to go. Up in out. Multiply the mission. Up in out. Did it do that? That's the way to go. Up in out. Multiply the mission. Up in out. That's the way to go. Up in out. song. Yeah, so Pastor Angela and Mint and Jonathan, by the end of this coming week, they will have released a song called Up In Out.
So nice.
Yeah, because they are so dope.
They are so dope.
Getting these growth ideas and forming. Yeah. Wow.
It will be out next week.
Yeah, this coming week.
Aye.
You wait, just wait. You might be there by the next Sunday. You'll hear it even being sung on stage. Even.
I love it.
Wow, with tracks, everything.
Everything.
Hey,
What a good song.
BGVs.
With BGVs.
Makaka.
Beautiful, beautiful.
So that's where we get this triangle. Up. The marker is beautiful. In, out. So Jesus went up to the mountain, spent the whole night with God, and then he came and called his disciples into a deeper relationship with them, and then they went out and ministered to the crowd. So wherever you are, at your I want them online. I want you to give me the screen. The
Up, in, out.
the
flip chart.
Flip chart.
Do I have flip chart online?
Yes, you have flip chart online.
So I want you to I'm wondering whether we do this in the break or we do it now.
That exercise.
Yes. We do it in the break.
Okay.
So let's talk about it and then we'll do it in the break. So, up. Share something about up. Spending time with God.
Spending time with God.
Yeah.
First of all, I see that Jesus, everything he did actually in the 3 up, in, out, he did it deeply. When he spent time with God, he spent all night in prayer to God. One up is spending time with the Father. How do we do that? Practically, prayer. Praying, reading the Bible, listening to teachings. That's it. Just spending time with the Father, because whatever we are doing, he is the chief shepherd. We are the under shepherds. And when we connect with him, we get to know his mind, but also he sheds his love in our hearts. I've seen that happen, Apostle. As I pray for the people I disciple, I feel more love for them. I feel it's like God's heart for them is placed in my heart, because it's an unnatural thing what we are trying to do. We're trying to create family outside of what we know to be natural family. Yeah. And so God being our Father, the more you spend time with him and pray for your disciples, for yourself, you find that the love of God is shed in your heart. Papa bless you.
Yeah, as you talked about, what comes to my mind is that discipleship is it is practical, but it is birthed from the spiritual.
Yes.
It is very, very spiritual. You cannot make disciples of Jesus if you're not spending time with Jesus. Yeah, you're not going to be able to bear the fruit of the kingdom, because Jesus is the author and finisher of our faith. So you're trying to get people to grow into the character and competence of Jesus, and so you as the discipler, you should be spending time with God.
Yes.
I know Apostle has told us to spend time praying, to desire God, to be in the prayer place. I remember a research that was done of small groups, I think in the US, where they said that the success of a small group was
the number one determinant of the success of a small group was the prayer life of the leader.
Yeah, the prayer life of the leader. So it is crucial for us to spend time with God, and as disciples, but also as a missional community together. Yeah.
Now imagine a restaurant that doesn't cook food.
It's not a restaurant.
Apostle, that's not a restaurant.
When you go, you say, they bring the menu.
Okay.
And the menu has markers, spoons. Now, are markers good?
They're good. Not in the restaurant.
Not for eating.
No, sir.
Not at all.
T-shirts.
T-shirts.
You know what, Apostle?
Socks.
Just trying to disturb us. Songs.
Socks. Yeah. The menu has socks.
Shoes.
Maybe that's a code name for a food. As in?
What is the thing that a restaurant must have?
Food.
That's the core.
Well.
It's the core thing.
Yeah.
Now imagine a bar that doesn't sell alcohol.
Mercy.
Now I don't drink, so I don't know how it works. But you go to that bar, there's porridge.
It's a low farm porridge.
And it's a bar that doesn't sell alcohol.
Yeah. Porridge, tea.
Or KFC without chicken.
Yeah. KFC without chicken.
Apostle.
Beans, potatoes, mogoyo.
Kentucky fried cucumber.
Cucumber.
Cucumber, Apostle's favorite vegetable. And green juices. And rabbit meat.
So what am I saying? When you are in ministry, when you're a pastor, when you're a zonal pastor, when you're a missional committee shepherd, the essential commodity that you sell is the life of God. God matter.
Yes. You deal in God matter.
The presence of God.
Yeah.
The word of God.
Yes.
The word of God is the person of Jesus Christ.
Oh,
yes.
It is.
It's the person of Jesus Christ.
Revealed.
Now, how on earth
Apostle.
will you ever get that when you're not a prayerful person?
It's not possible.
I know. I don't know.
You can serve bands at your MC meeting.
Oh, yes.
They can even be
home-baked
bands.
So bad.
You can serve tea.
Tea. Yes.
And milk tea, moreover.
Milk tea.
You
can turn up the music.
Get the
You
dance
can
moves.
you can do all of that.
Jokes, make sure.
But then you realize that everything you're trying to serve, that stuff is not why people are in your MC.
No.
Mercy.
They could eat the buns at home.
It's true.
Oh, yes. Yes.
It's true. Play the music at home.
They could have played the music at home. Why do people come to your church? The presence of God.
Presence of God.
You cannot fake the presence of God.
Wow.
Even if you let tears come down and make it look so emotional.
The fruit in people's lives can even get a keyboardist.
Yeah, you can even get a pianist. But look,
Yes.
eventually people will wonder, why the more I come to this church, the more dissatisfied I am with my life. Why?
Shocking shock.
Mercy.
Yeah. The more I come to this MC,
Wow.
the less satisfied I am about life. Yeah, people will eventually figure out that there is nothing there. You are a restaurant that has not been serving food. They will realize they are getting thinner and thinner as they come to your restaurant.
You become hungry.
They are more and more hungry, thinner and thinner. And then they will realize, the number one determinant of a worship harvest location size is the prayer life of the pastor.
Apostle.
So we're talking about MCs.
We're talking about missional communities. Sir, I just...
Given time and portion. Yeah, because if the location started 3 months ago, it's not going to be Because healthy things grow, they don't explode.
No, they don't. Yeah, they don't explode.
Grow suddenly.
They grow.
I can tell you that. I don't know. You can never shake me from that conviction.
You have evidence, sir.
Yeah.
Recently, we met a man from Egypt,
Uh-huh.
an Arab pastor
Wow.
with the biggest church in the Middle East. Thousands of people in Egypt.
Egypt.
Wow.
It's not a Coptic church. It's an evangelical church.
Okay.
Pentecostal.
All right.
Oh, yes.
In Egypt.
Egypt.
In Egypt.
Wow.
And he has sons and daughters that they've sent out to plant churches all over the Middle East, Kuwait, what? And all of them, they have churches with thousands of people.
Wow.
Okay.
Very effective at reaching Muslims. But someone had told me about him before I met him. And what they had said about him is that he doesn't leave his house before 10 a.m.
Hey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
From when he wakes up to 10, he's praying and in the word. Then he
Wow.
comes out at 10 and there's a whoa crowd of people waiting to be helped by one thing or other.
Sounds like Jesus.
Wow. Yeah.
But a church of thousands in Egypt and many churches across the Middle East with thousands of people.
Yeah.
Wow.
Of course, their stuff is in Arabic. Their YouTube channel, their messages are watched by more than 1 million people weekly
Hey, Apostle.
on YouTube. Yeah. More than 1 million people weekly.
Wow.
I met the man. I saw him with my own eyes.
Wow.
You want to grow your ministry?
Ascend.
Go and pray. Find a place of prayer. And don't take it casual. Don't be like, what? No. If you are too much of a diva to pray, forget ministry. Go. Forget ministry. It goes deep. It goes deep. That little MC of yours, you can turn it into a movement if you commit to a life of prayer.
Wow.
One day that little MC of yours will have people in 28 countries.
I receive it. Thank you, Jesus.
If you become a woman of prayer now.
Yes.
You see other people, they wait for the thing to grow before they can pray. That's a bit like saying, I'm waiting for the plant to grow, then I can water it.
No.
It's a bit of a reverse logic.
Logic.
I don't know whether logic.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about it. Tell me what you are
Even on
sensing.
the YouTube, there is silence. What I remember is the evidence of Worship Harvest Ministries when we embraced prayer. From around 2019, Apostle started pushing for prayer, 24/7 prayer. I don't know if prayer where. Then that's when around the time that the pandemic hit,
Yeah.
and we started praying. Then we started 5 a.m. prayer in 2020.
Yeah.
And from that point, the growth that we can't explain, it's not like we did, like just something, or
System was
just
there.
the system was always there,
Life came.
but
Yep.
life came into the system. And I remember Apostle saying that that there's a scent. In your
Yeah.
missional community, there's a spiritual scent. There is a fragrance.
Yes.
In your location, wherever it is that we lead, where we are shepherding people.
Yeah.
And to turn around that scent, it's prayer.
Yeah.
It's a spiritual thing, and what we are doing is spiritual. So, and Apostle keeps telling us that we talk more about prayer than we actually do the prayer.
Yeah, everyone knows they need to, but somehow that's one area where we are the most disobedient.
Ouch.
Yeah.
And we don't want to call it disobedience. We want to
What
call
is
it
it?
weakness. But it's not weakness, it's disobedience.
Disobedience. 'Cause he said
When the
you
doctor
pray-
realizes you have malaria plus and gives you medicine, and you go home and you don't take it, you don't call that a
I'm weak at
weakness.
swallowing medicine. I have a weakness.
If the malaria eventually kills you, don't say, I was so weak about taking medicine. No, you disobeyed the doctor.
Mercy.
And those of you who keep listening to me and you disobey my instructions about prayer, you might end up killing your destiny. All the cities that were supposed to be under your control.
Mercy.
So, this 2023, the year of fruitfulness,
Yes.
you are going to go and pray.
Yeah. Yeah.
Find a place of prayer
And pure.
An hour time.
And when you wake up, the first thing you should do is pray.
Yeah.
And then let other things happen after that.
Yeah.
That man from Egypt, 10 a.m. before anyone can talk to him. And it's not like he woke up at 8. No.
About 9.
Dr. Yonggi Cho
Oh, yes. Yes.
used to pray 5 hours.
Yes.
And then when he became so busy, he prayed 3 hours every day.
Every day.
When he became so busy.
So busy.
Because he had a big church with 1,200, was it 600 associate pastors, 50,000 deacons, 1,200 elders.
Yes.
Very busy. Newspaper, university,
Yeah.
prayer mountain,
Prayer
a church of 750,000 members,
And he's praying 3 hours.
plus other satellite churches.
And he's praying 3 hours.
And because he was so busy, he couldn't have time. He prayed 3 hours.
Okay.
And because I'm so busy with my
Yeah.
12 members.
Well,
Apostle, there was a system that we have had, the 5 a.m. prayer.
Oh, yeah.
Bare minimum at least. That can help me show up with my disciples and we pray.
At
if,
5.
If for nothing, so that
For
I
1
won't be
hour.
ashamed, I have to be present.
What? Couldn't you not wait with me 1 hour?
1
5
hour.
o'clock. Even that one, some people have struggled. Some Zono pastors are no longer giving accountability for 5 a.m. prayer. You're trying to run a restaurant without food. You're trying to run a bar without alcohol.
yeah.
You're trying to run a school without a curriculum. You're trying to run a hospital without medicine. That it's not going to work.
Won't work.
Man of prayer, rise, rise before the day dawns. Father is waiting to pour his love on you. So arise, man of prayer, arise, woman of prayer, arise, arise before the day dawns. The Father is waiting to pour his love on you. So arise, woman of prayer, arise, man of prayer, man of prayer. Arise, arise before the day dawns. Yeah, the Father is waiting to pour his love on you. So arise, man of prayer, arise, woman of prayer. One more time. Woman of prayer, rise, rise, rise before the day dawns. The Father is waiting to pour his love on you. So arise, woman of prayer, arise. Father is waiting. The Father is waiting to pour his love on you. So arise, woman of prayer, arise. One more time. The Father is waiting. The Father is waiting That's what you're going to have to do.
Oh, yes.
The reason we don't do the things Jesus did publicly is we don't do the things Jesus did privately. Prayer is not for the spiritual. Prayer is for the weak. Those who know I can't do it. I can't lead this song. I can't grow this MC. I can't establish this location. There are too many demons, principalities, and powers. I cannot take territory in my own energy, in my own strength. Those people, they rise and pray.
Oh, yes.
I remember the story Dr. Yongicho gives of one of the ladies in his church who, God told him to start churches in Japan because Japan is very, very, very hard.
Yes.
It's the graveyard of missionaries and churches. So because he didn't want to register losses, so he got one of the leaders that he didn't mind losing, the one that is like, if nothing happens, this one, okay, I'm up.
Yeah.
So he gave her a one-way ticket to Japan.
One way.
One-way ticket. She went there, rented an apartment. Didn't rent her. She was hosted by some people who were hosting her in a family. Either that or an apartment, like the neighbors, yeah. So these neighbors are like, this woman, she doesn't eat, she doesn't come out. Isn't she going to die? So one day they go knock. Are you okay? We noticed you don't come out of the house. She was fasting and praying. So she told them, I'm praying for your souls that you may know Jesus. Says one day he was there and the woman called him. Come and meet your church members in Japan. A few months down the road, he went and there were 200 people. A congregation of 200 in Japan is like 10,000 in Uganda.
Yes.
An average woman whom he didn't think she could do anything in the church.
She was weak.
She went to a barren land and produced a church of 200 people in a few months. We have set up a global prayer center in the basement of this church. And my heart's desire is that no single day, no single hour of any single day will ever pass when there's no one in that room praying for the nations of the world. Ask your pastor how you can sign up to go to the global prayer center and pray for the nations of the world. No single hour, regardless of whether it's day or night, of any single day should go without someone praying for the nations in that room. So, we've had many prophecies of water flowing from this building from under.
Yes.
Under.
There's a reason I set up the room under. Not, we already have a prayer chapel on top of one of the towers, but I set it up there.
Wow.
Yeah. And for those of you who are too clever in your head, you say, I will pray from my room. Pray from your room. While we take the nations, you will watch us. Up. In, invite your disciples. Out, go and minister. Have a robust frontier. Do weekly evangelism. That's the out.
Yes.
Right. So let's go into a break. This is what you're going to do. In the break, everybody get a piece of paper. And then you'll draw a triangle. Hopefully it will look a little bit like this. I know there is we are looking for a fairly equilateral triangle. Yeah. If you come up with an isosceles triangle, you know, and I don't know what. At least whatever you do shouldn't end up looking like a mango. Okay? Now remember, this is up, in, out. So what I want you to do, I want you to put a 10 here, a 10 there, and a 10 there on the outside of your triangle, yeah? And let's assume that there is a dotted line from the center to the edges, okay? And let's assume that's 0 to 10, 0 to 10, 0 to 10. And then you rate yourself on a scale of 1 to 10. Where is your prayer life?
Jesus being 10.
Where is your prayer life? 10 being like Jesus, 0 being like, I don't know, the devil?
No.
Okay. But where is your prayer life? And give yourself a number. Let's assume you gave yourself, what number should I assume for up?
Maybe 4.
6.
Okay, let's say you had a 6. Don't copy this.
Don't. Wow.
Let's say you had a 6. Then in is your relationship with your disciples. Okay?
Yeah.
What number would that be? Yeah, in fact, this one I'm going to change it to. For the example, let's say that's a 4. Your prayer life is a 4 out of 10. Let's say you are such a convivial convener of your disciples and you are at like an 8.
Yeah, you know their names.
You know their names,
homes,
you know where they were born. And let's say you're out, but your frontier, they saw you last year, and you have registered Zero Evangelism as an MC consistently. So let's be generous and give you a 2.
Okay, 2.
Now you find that on a scale of 1 to 10, if this is 4, 5 is somewhere in the middle, 4 will be somewhere there. Right?
Yes.
8 will be somewhere there, very close to 10, yeah?
Yeah.
2 will be somewhere there, very close to 0. So once you've marked out, then you draw your new triangle.
Join the dots.
The old triangle. So this is Jesus' triangle. This is your triangle. Now, the idea behind this exercise is not to impress anyone. So you should do it truthfully. And then, after you've done your thing, wherever you are, take turns talking about your triangle and why it is the way it is. If you like, you could even shade your triangle to make it stick out more. And say, Jesus, all right?
And how to move from there.
And and how to move from wherever you. I hope your triangle doesn't get out of Jesus' triangle.
Hey, you're greater than Jesus.
Yeah, you're like me with prayer, I'm at
it's not a line.
12.
One line.
So this is going to happen for the next 30 minutes, right?
Avoid 0 and avoid 5.
Avoid. Yeah, they can have 5 if they want, but
everywhere.
Too much 5 will not do you any good because it's average. Are we doing this for 30 minutes or 35? 35. Let's do 35,
okay.
yeah. Let's be back at 12:30.
All right.
Huh?
Okay, 12.
Or are we going to have we have a snack break?
And we come back at 1. 12:30.
That's excessive.
But you can't be having a snack while doing the exercise. We are family. 30 minutes.
So we come back at 12:30.
That's good time. I think.
I don't want them to kupapa. It's very important.
12:45?
Let's do 12:40. Let's be back at 12:40. Okay. So you have 45 minutes.
Wow.
So do it well. Leaders, do it well. Okay? 12:45 will be, 12:40 we'll be back for the third and last session. We had planned for the whole day, but we are cutting it short because we know many of you children are going back to school on Monday, so we want you to go home, do shopping, spend time with them, take them to play, eat, whatever it is. So we want to use less time than we had planned. So we will have only one more session after this.
Excellent.